Something we always like to see are the forest cows. Hello, forest cow. Another one there. I hear more out in the woods. It was a long hike to get to this mine. A beautiful hike, but a long hike. But we've been rewarded before we even got inside, because right in front of us here is an old drill that's remarkably intact. Still has the drill bit there. Does not look like it has the hole in the end, so obviously an older one. Let me check. Okay, I lied. It looks like it does have the hole there, but this is still quite old. See, it says Model 5 right there. Very, very cool. This mine really demonstrates the value in putting the effort in to make the long hikes to get to the remote mines. Portal's wide open. Look right in front here. Got a blower just sitting right in front. Shovel right there. Bunch of drill steel over here. There's a bunch of stuff behind me too that's really good, but if I show the view behind me, I don't want to tip the Forest Service off. So just trust me. There's more good stuff behind me. This came all the way from Boston. That blower. It's unheard of to see stuff like this just sitting right in the portal, you know? I know that those of you that have watched more than a few of my videos know that. Looking in to the attic. Nice solid hard rock. Good echo. Goes forever. There's any ground fall. The water's all draining out on the right. What more could you ask for? It's great. Looks like there's some remains of vent bagging on the ground there on the right. Of course, you can see the track ties on the ground in front of me. Wow, that goes long and straight for a long way. That up there is my friend went ahead with me while I was getting set up, so that was his light we just saw a moment ago. We'll catch up to him. There's drill steel, actually these are drill bits, planted in the ground all along here. Not sure why they did that. Looks like it stops up here. Yeah, it's a rocker just tripped over. Yeah, I'm not sure why they put all those drill bits in. Yeah, it looks like it just keeps running ahead forever. So I think what I'll do is I'll turn the camera off and spare you a long walk in and turn it on when I hit interesting things. Yeah, see, it just pushes its way through. It's nice having the water go off to the right. That is for sure. I mean, that's what mines normally do. They normally have the water go off to the side, but most of them that have been abandoned are in less than stellar shape, and things get blocked up and the whole thing fills up with water. So, yeah, I don't see much changing in the way of features, so I'll pick up down the road somewhere. Still going, and I thought this was kind of interesting. You see the water running down the side there, and then they do a little change over here in front of us and shift the water over to this side. So they've got that little bridge thing right there. I thought that was interesting. Perhaps with more interest ahead It looks like there's an ore car. There's one of those little bridges crossing the water back and forth. That's definitely an ore car. That's a very little ore car. That's interesting. That's maybe thigh high at best. Shocked to see it not full of water. Let me squeeze by and look on the other side. Here's a better view of it. The other side. It's almost like a wheelbarrow. Just looking underneath. I don't see a manufacturer's plate anywhere. But yeah, that's an interesting shape for an ore car. I have not seen one like that I recall. One ahead, looks like there's another one up here actually. There is another, whoa, slippery in here. There is another ore car in here. Ventilation pipe on the ground there. Another ore car right there. And that's a normal size, that's a big one. Oh, it has a big plate on it too, look at that. We'll go take a look at that. It's interesting, there's rail right here in front of me, but somehow they shifted that over here, which could not have been easy. I promise you that is not light. It says, from the J.H. Montgomery Machinery Company, Denver, Colorado, USA. Wow. It's very rare to see that. It's rare to find ore cars, and when you do find them, people have often ripped off the manufacturer's plate. So again, back to what I said about the value of going remote. This demonstrates it right here. That's a big ore core. That's probably, 3.5 feet long. I mean, for a modern mine, that's not big, but for a historical mine, that is fairly large. Very cool. Looks like some vent pipe on the ground here. Another one of those crossovers. The water right there. And looks like a long run of featurelessness, if that's a word. Go a little way just to be sure before turning the camera off. I mean, you have the rail now. You've got the vent pipe on the side, so it's a little more visually interesting. Okay, yeah, that, as you can see, that runs forever before it gets anywhere, so I'll pick up somewhere down there. I'm still going, but I want to say something about the rock in here, because this is a mine explorer's dream when it comes to rock. I haven't passed any ground fault at all. This is all just super solid, non-sketchy, non-flaky rock. I know I'm tempting fate by saying that, but this is really nice to have really solid rock like this. As you can see, we're still just pushing ahead, but that would be great if all mines ran through rock that was like this. A little water coming in here. See it all dripping down. Gotta be careful not to get that in the microphone. That really messes things up. Hold on a second. Gotta protect the microphone when I'm going underneath it. Another crossover right there. And here you can see the ventilation pipe is actually still hanging. So this is how it would look for the miners. It's kind of cool to see that perspective. I imagine they whack their heads on it pretty often. Very dark rock in here, huh? This light's 1,000 lumens, and it seems pretty dark in here. Still got these, I should mention these ties too. These ties, they're not milled ties. These are just trees that were cut down outside and put in place. Got the air and water lines next to the rails in front of us now as well. There's a very large barrel right there. That is interesting. This mine is full of surprises. Crossover. I'll stop commenting on those because those are getting pretty common. But look at this. I don't know if that's a wooden barrel or not. No, it's, well, that is actually a wooden barrel. I am shocked. I thought that was metal. But that is, I just knocked my finger on it. That is actually wood. Unbelievable. I have never seen anything like this in a mine before. What were they doing with this back here? I cannot imagine. Yeah, so that's a wooden barrel. A little bit of water inside. That is unbelievable. I guess the moisture has held it together. Not sure how that hasn't rotted away, but obviously a well-made barrel. I'm trying to see a mark on it or something just to try and figure out what the purpose was, but I really don't know on this one. See how the boards are swelling out right there? Maybe you can see better from this angle. They're bulging out a bit there. Very, very interesting. Definitely not what I would have expected. Running ahead, looks fairly plain. Ventilation pipe fell down there, but then resumes there, and looks long and straight for a while. So I think I'll switch off. I think I'll trip and fall. I think I'll switch the camera off again and pick up when I hit the next thing. It seems like there are lots of next things in this mine. Still running back, but I thought this was interesting because the attic gets very narrow here. Has kind of a cathedral shape, for lack of a better description. The air in here is pretty thin. I'm breathing harder than I should be. Yeah, I mean, we're up at a high elevation, but I think all these wooden track ties rotting is definitely lowering the oxygen levels in here, because like I said, I'm breathing a lot harder than I should be. I think that's the first support timber I've seen. Okay, still running. Actually got a little bit of a bend here. First time I've seen a bend. But it looks like it keeps going straight after that, so I'll pick up somewhere up there. Okay, camera's back on, because it looks like it gets interesting up here. Wow, it does get interesting. There's stuff going off everywhere. There's a cool junction right here, as you can see. There's some drill steel right there in the middle of it. Oh wow, this actually goes 3 separate ways. There's something running ahead that way, past the water. There's a junction that forks off to the right here. There's something back there. That looks like it's made out of wood. And then, I like that junction right there. There's another junction that runs off here, and lo and behold, not one, but 2 ore cars. That is awesome. So another little ore car here in front. Don't see any plates or anything on this. This one, the larger one, does have a plate though. It looks like it's the same company. Yeah, same company as the last one. Same style and everything. Put the bumper right there. That's a little creepy. Have all the bones inside. I'm not sure what to make of that actually. Huh. First time I've seen bones inside of an ore car. Deep, deep underground. Wow, that looks cool. See, those ore cars are next to each other. I do like that. I'm sorry I'm speaking slowly, but this oxygen thing's getting to me. We set our oxygen meters to the mid-teens based on all the, based on the elevation and based on all the wood. But it hasn't gone off yet, so it's still okay, but it's definitely, I'm definitely feeling it. Wow. Still trying to figure out those bones, but I don't know. Well, we've already started down the left. Let's see where this goes. Maybe we'll find out the source of those bones, huh? Looks like an air line running to my left here. Could use some air right now. Okay, looks like it maybe opens up there. Hard to tell. A little pocket here. Just runs back. Faces out. Just a little side pocket here. Only goes back a few feet. Looks like there's some muck piled up here. Probably intentionally by the miners. Easier to stack it than haul it out, you know? Hope one of these water drops doesn't hit the camera, go in the microphone. That really messes things up. Alright, still bobbing and weaving our way back here. Looks like they took out a little bit of material overhead, but not much. Alright, this looks like the end of the line. That rail ends, there's a bunch of muck piled up here. And yeah, we face out right here. That's it. Alright, let's go try another one of those drifts. Alright, we just came from checking out that section past those ore cars. I've got that adit running ahead. That's probably the main adit. And there's this drift going off to the right. Kind of curious about this one off to the right. I think I might not go back too far. Kind of similar to the one that we just did. So I think I'll do this one now. Yeah, this is a wooden box here. Has some kind of screen on it and it's full of dirt. Not sure what that would have been. Drift does continue. Don't know how far. Oh wow, look at that gobbing right there. That is some pretty impressive gobbing. It's up over my head. Got the remains of a dynamite box here on the ground. Looks like that actually doesn't look like a stope. It looks like just kind of a natural cavity right there. More dynamite box remains. Yeah, bits and pieces of dynamite boxes. Looks like some hand tools maybe right there. Alright. Kind of bending and twisting our way around. I wouldn't be surprised if this faces out right there. no surprise. Based on, I'm saying that based on how the other one went. Alright. Let's continue down. That's a pretty big drill hole right there. Let's continue down the main adit. Definitely feeling the air back here. The oxygen meter has not gone off yet. So we'll carry on. I'm back at that junction where the ore cars are. There's all the falling water there. And I think you know where I'm talking about now. I didn't want to turn the camera on and then walk through that because it would probably mess up the audio when the water gets in the microphone. There's a, looks like an old trash can right there. And I'm on the main haulage at it. So let's see where it goes. Wow, it's very slippery walking on these ties, I assure you. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but the water back there falling on the ventilation pipe is making this weird echoing pitter-patter noise. I don't know how else to describe it. Plus it's hard to narrate right now with the less than optimal amount of oxygen. Looks like might be something on the left up here maybe. There's some stuff and there's a shovel. There is something, oh this is kind of cool. There's a 4-way rail junction right here. They must have had a turntable mounted on top of this plate here, and you would have sent the ore car wherever you wanted to go. That is very cool. There's a shovel there, and maybe they didn't go back this way. Yeah, I don't think they did. I just faces out right there. But I like this 4-way junction here. This is really cool. Well, there's something that's going on. So there's something going off to the left, obviously. But I already crossed under the water, and I'm going straight. So I think I'll stick with that. On the ventilation pipe on the ground here. Man, it is dark. Even the mud back here is super dark. Wow. More dynamite boxes. Okay. Looks like we bend to the left here. That's interesting. So the track, they bent, as you can see. But with the airlines, they did a 90-degree turn. Obviously that would have been easier to do than trying to bend the airlines. Looks like they might have been wanting to run ahead at one point, but just spaced out and then decided to go left, as we're gonna do, because we want to see where this goes. That is literally black. The rails are black, the ties are black, the ground is black. This is crazy. I wanted to avoid the drips getting in the microphone, so I turned the camera off to walk to there, but there's that 90-degree pipe section and the curb track, so I only went a few feet. And the ground is still black, but at least we have a little lighter color on the right to help illuminate what's in front of us, which doesn't look like much. I think that's the face right there, actually. But I'm gonna check. See the airlines? Black back here. It's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a mine that's just straight up black like this. I mean, I've seen some dark mines. All mines are dark, but I mean the stone and stuff, dark. But yeah, that's the face. That's the face. Huh. Hope that drift off to the left. Hope that my buddies on that drift off to the left. Anyway, what I was trying to say before stumbling over the low oxygen was the fact that I've seen some really dark mines in regard to the rock inside. But this is, I think, the darkest I've ever seen. It's just straight up black. Crazy, crazy. All right, I'm gonna pick up back at that junction. All right, I just finished exploring that particularly black section. I'm back at that four-way junction, and we have this drift left to check out. I noticed that the ventilation pipe does a 90-degree turn here and runs off this way, so that's promising, since it suggests that the work was done heading this way. It's really drippy in that section right there, so I'm going to turn the camera off, get through that, and I'm going to pick up right back there. That four-way junction is right back there. Made it through the drippy section. There's a dynamite box, or several dynamite boxes right there. Ventilation pipe keeps running this way, and hopefully there's some substantial workings back here. Flat right there. Not much drill steel on the ground here. Actually, those look like single jacking drill bits and possibly some double jacking drill bits. Not sure how old. I mean, it looks like this has been worked at different times, so I'm not sure exactly how old the very first one was. But looks like there was more than, oh no. Well, we phased out, I think. There's slabs on the ground right there. Yeah, we have definitely phased out. There's some drippiness coming down here. I would say this was not a successful mine. It seems like they're running it back to try and intersect something and did not succeed. There was no stoping, anything. It's not like we got turned back by cave-ins. So that's it. Still, I think this was a very cool mine. The ore cars alone made it worth it. Seeing all the equipment and such. Very cool, very unique, interesting mine. We're making our way out now and are taking out a look at this barrel, and noticed the writing on it. It's very faded, but can you point out what you saw there?
Yeah, so we can't really see the H. I think it's an H right there. And then A is pretty visible, R, P, E, R. So I think it says Harper's. And then down here in smaller text it says whiskey. It's easier to see the I-S-K-E-Y right there.
Oh yeah.
It's in yellow lettering with like a red outline.
Yeah.
Barely visible.
Yeah, that's okay. Now that I kind of know what I'm looking for, I see it more. But I missed that on the way in.
Yeah. That's a cool one. I wonder if we could wipe off in that dirt and shit.
I don't know. But if they miners were drinking this much whiskey, that might explain why the mine wasn't successful. It looks like there's a stopper right there. Did you see that before? I guess that's one way to cope with the job. That's a lot of whiskey, man.
150 gallons.
Yeah, that's no exaggeration. I mean, if you look at his hand on that, that's gives you a sense of how big that barrel is.